Welcome everybody. This is media translation, advertisement translation. International advertising is becoming more and more important to brands in the global marketplace. Translation plays a crucial role in all of this. Advertising translation is a complex task with many aspects to consider. More often than not, the adverb will have both verbal and non-verbal parts of it. The nature of advertisements. The close relationship between the verbal and non-verbal components of adverts cannot be ignored when it comes to translation. Verbal elements include brand name, payoff, slogan, body copy, etc., whereas non-verbal comprise the audio or visual parts. These work together to get the message across, and combined they make up the creative concept behind the adverb. Here, look at the multimodality of advertisements. An ad may be multimodal text because it includes text, image, and maybe other features such as audio or visual aids. Challenges of advertisement translation. Different types of translation involve different kinds of challenges. While technical translation is all about accuracy and a specific terminology, marketing translation is a different story. Translating advertisements mainly implies focusing on the message rather than simply on the words. A literal approach can be a big mistake when it comes to translation of advertisement. Not only can it result in a weak campaign, but it might even make for a disaster one. Remember the Pepsi campaign. In Pepsi campaign, the famous example, when attempting to translate the tagline in China, "Come alive with the Pepsi generation" into Chinese, immediately came up with the result meaning in Chinese is Pepsi brings your ancestors back from the grave. This was annoying to the Chinese people. If you are trying to promote your product globally, there are several aspects to take into account when translating your campaign. Conveying the same message across all markets is clearly key, but do you really need to use the same words? If your literal translation is lucky enough not to cause a major disaster, you are still very likely to lose some of the freshness, impact, and subsequently overall effect when you give too much importance to the words. From translation to transcreation. Here the best strategy or best practices for adapting creative ads. So back to our brand product, which we are hoping to launch on a global scale, for example. What should be the next step? The best way to tackle this issue is through an approach called transcreation. Creative translation focuses on meaning rather than words, which is just what we need here. Transcreation or creative translation encompasses all of the nuances of your original message, reproducing them in the target language. Transcreation can be considered a step halfway between translation and copywriting. Finally, we have the context. Last but not least, context is key. As explained above, visual aspect of advertising is crucial to the success of a campaign. Translators have to pay attention to all the relevant reference material, making sure their transcreations work beautifully within the context in which they are going to appear. This is the summary of advertisement translation. Thank you for your listening.